Hello friends. Welcome to my channel, Know Your Basics. In my channel, I am going to explain the maths concepts, in a simple and detailed manner. We are going to see the basics of algebra, in this video. Arithmetics means the counting of numbers. It is the basic concept of maths. You will learn what is numbers, and the basic counting operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in arithmetics. Similarly, algebra is the basics of the application of maths in all the fields. Algebra uses the same operations as arithmetics. In addition to the numbers, there is an additional element called element of unknown. These unknown elements are noted by alphabets. In an arithmetic problem, all the numbers and operations are known, while the answer remains unknown until the operation is done. While giving the problem, space for the answer has a question mark or left blank. But in algebra, one or more numbers are not known. The question is always given in the form of an equation, with the set of operations and desired answer. We have to derive the value of unknown elements from them. For example, in arithmetic, the question will be, solve 2 plus 3. In algebra, the same question will be 2 plus 3 is equal to x. Find x. Or, 3 plus x gives 5. What is x? The basic terms that are important in algebra are variable, constant, term, expression, equation, and solution. Let us see each of them in detail. Variable is basically a number that keeps changing from time to time. If there are multiple variables, the value of one variable will change with respect to the value of the other variable. For example, the number of corona patients identified per day. The numbers are most likely to change every day. In x plus y equals 10, there are 11 different combinations of answer. When the value of x changes, the value of y also gets changed. Constant is a number whose value does not change over time, or with respect to other variables. For example, your date of birth does not change every year. The value of pi is always 3.142. The term can be a single variable, a constant, a combination of variables and numbers, or multiple variables. Multiplication operation is used between the variables and numbers, in a single term. Addition and subtraction operations are used between two different terms. For example, the term 3y has a number 3 and variables a and y multiplied together. An expression is a mathematical phrase, with one or multiple terms, used to denote the value of something. For example, 2ax squared plus 5by, 7 is an expression with 3 terms. An equation is a mathematical sentence that states two expressions are equal to each other. With an equation, the values for unknown elements can be calculated. For example, 10x minus 5y equals x plus y is an equation that says the value of 10 times x, 5 times y, is equal to x plus y. The solution is the values assigned to unknown elements that make the equation true. For example, in the equation 10x, 5 years equals x plus y, for the values x equals 6 and y equals 9, equation is true. For other values, the equation becomes false. So, x equals 6 and y equals 9 is the solution for that equation. While algebra uses the same operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division as in arithmetics, different symbols are used in algebra for multiplication and division operations. Instead of times sign used in arithmetics for multiplication, a dot or parenthesis are used to denote multiplication in algebra. This is to avoid confusion between the times sign and the alphabet X. Similarly, for division operation, instead of an obelus sign, a slash is used in algebra. Let us see the rules of operations that are very important in algebra. Rule number 1. In a problem, a variable can represent only one value, irrespective of how many times the variable is repeated in the expression. The variable can represent different numbers in different problems, but not in the same problem. For example, In the equation z plus z equals 12, 6 plus 6 equals 12 is the only solution that makes the equation true. Even though 8 plus 4 is also 12, z cannot represent 8 and 4 at the same time. Rule number 2. Two different variables used in the problem can have the same value at the same time. It is because the value of one variable changes, along with the change in the value of other variables, to make the equation true. For example, in the equation y plus z equals 6, the value of y ranges from 0 to 6, when the corresponding value of z ranges from 6 to 0. When y has a value of 3, value of z also happens to be 3, to make the equation true. Rule number 3. Multiplication is considered the default operation in algebra. The algebraic expression can contain multiple variables and numbers. If there are no operators mentioned in the expression, it is considered the variables and numbers are multiplied together. Even if the dot sign and parenthesis, used to represent multiplication, are not mentioned, it is implied that multiplication operation is used. Why algebra is important? As mentioned earlier, it forms the basics of the application of maths in other fields. Without the knowledge of algebra, it will be difficult to define a problem as a mathematical expression. Expressions are also known as a formula. Formulas are the simplified description of any maths relationship that helps in solving a problem quickly. Without formulas, there won't be much development in science. Without formulas, there won't be any modeling or graphing possible. The algebraic equations are classified in two different ways. Based on the number of terms in the expression, and based on the degree of variables. If the algebraic equation has only one term, it is called as monomial equation. If there are two terms, it is called a binomial equation, and if there are three terms, it is called a trinomial equation. Whether it is a single, two, three, or multiple terms, it is generally called as polynomial equations. The degree of an equation is the highest power of the variables in the equation. If the variables are of first order, then the equation is known as a linear equation. If the variables are of second order, they are called as quadratic equations. If the variable has a power of 3, then they are known as cubic equations. If you liked the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Add your comments in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel.